Wow.
Yo, what's up? John Fitch here, and we have another action-packed Rule Zero with an amazing topic as usual. And we're going to talk about the myth of dating younger women. And I kind of was inspired by this lady's post, right? Men, get therapy. Not a younger girlfriend. A big age gap is not sexy, Leo. You won't understand her jokes.
Who is this? Look at like can I look? I just looked her up. You wonder if it's Fitch. You're the one who says it's all fake and gay, right? It's all fake. But then I wonder they just fit a stereotype. 49 years old, born the same year I was. Look at her. Isn't she so edgy? What English journalist? I understand they got to be edgy and they got to make a living, but I would always, especially now that I'm becoming of that age, the postmenopausal women, oh, they don't all end up with cats. Like, yeah, now they kind of do. Like, they kind of do. And I actually think there's some sincerity. She's actually pissed off Leonardo DiCaprio isn't dating her. I think there's some sincerity. This isn't for once fake.
It's a what did they call it? What do the kids say today? It's cap.
Projection.
Right? It couldn't be that, you know, she's insufferable and women like her are insufferable and men want nothing to do with them. It's clearly that he has mental issues. He's got a mental problem. And that's why he wants a younger, tighter, funner girl to date. Couldn't possibly be me. No way.
And I guarantee you this Caitlin Moran, no matter how much of a theater actress she is on the faux journalism writing stage, I guarantee you her and all of her writing and that cabal, that generation was ignore men. You got to do. She's the exact age she was reading those teen magazines like, oh, don't kiss them and don't do that. Played all these fucking games. And now it's all of a sudden, well, where are the men? Fuck off. Just fuck off. Fuck. And there's no even real argument to make to this anymore. It's just get the fuck out of here, you intellectually dishonest whore.
Oh, Cappy.
So so I kind of want to get specifically into some of the myths that maybe we've all heard and we talk about. One, I would like to say that she just kind of mentioned one right there, right? You won't get any of her jokes.
Women aren't funny anyway, no matter the age. Done. Myth busted. Next.
My girl makes me laugh sometimes, and I get her jokes. But the idea that comedy or humor is somehow limited to your age bracket is just weird all around. It's like I would never go to a 22-year-old stand-up show and laugh. Oh, how would I get his jokes?
How much of it is though, because in her mind, you can only let's talk about real humor here. Real humor requires at least a modicum of intelligence. And unless you're doing a cultural reference that dates you and younger people or older people wouldn't get, you should be able to catch double entendres, tongue-in-cheek type of humor because it requires intelligence. How much you want to bet this gal really just thinks humor is based off of age? Well, she wouldn't get your joke about the Goo Goo Dolls or the Foo Fighters or something like that. And she thought, oh, that's what's so you wouldn't. She can't possibly understand his reference to Bill Clinton.
Yeah. like the rest of time just disappeared. Like everything before them. That is an intelligence type thing. Like you're dating a stupid person or you're around stupid people. If they're not aware of history of other time periods and things that were going on, where you can make a off the cuff reference to something and it's not gotten. I don't know. Like that was one of the next points I want to kind of get to. Another myth was like the music. I've heard that before. Oh, how you guys won't even get each other's music. You can't listen to music together. Like, I am constantly introducing my girl to music, new music that she thinks is amazing, and we listen to it together. And she's into older music anyways, and she's not listening to the WAP and the new whatever hot stuff on the radio. She's listening to the Beatles. Like that's like her favorite band. Nice. For reference, my girlfriend's 18 years younger than me. We've been together for 3 years, so she was 25 and I was in my 40s when we got together, and we have a great relationship. Like that's not an issue. Music and jokes, that's not an issue. We make each other laugh. We listen to the same music. She doesn't like all the stuff I like and listen to, but because every once in a while I'll put on 90s R&B or 90s rap, and she does not.
Hmm.
Is she still with you, huh, Fitch?
Yeah, we've
Oh,
been living together over a year. We're trying to have
what
kids.
was
Really?
Kate?
That's
No
cool.
kidding.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's cool.
you know how that works. You know how to have kids, Fitch, right? You don't
Oh
need.
yeah.
Oh, okay,
Figured
just
it out.
wonder.
Yeah.
Just wonder. All right.
I mean,
What?
I don't think that you were the best person to tell him that, Cappy, because you do know, like, a dick can insert into other things than ass. I know Vince only allows you to get the ass, but women actually have
I would
another
love to get
hole.
more of Vince's ass if your dick wasn't in it all the time. You know, there's like this traffic jam of Jack Napier. Like, Jack, let me have a shot at Vince once in a while here, okay? But you want to keep them all to yourself.
I mean, he just wants me to protect him from you. I can't help it. I mean, apparently you hurt him real bad last time. I mean, at least
Well,
used
I
lube,
am
you
well
know?
endowed, and he is a small pain in the ass. That's But Fitch, let me ask so did this Caitlin Moran gal in her article, was she saying like, oh my God, you won't get his music? Was that actually a legitimate complaint about hers?
Oh, that's not. I didn't even read the article. I don't care about the article. I just immediately started thinking about all the stereotypes, because there's a lot of stereotypes and myths around age gap, and they're all not true, and they're all garbage. And I've it's not just the older women who have these opinions. I have my male friends who are my age, around my age, and I'm telling them, why are you fishing in this rancid pond for a catch? Why don't you go over to these nice pristine waters over here? Oh,
Mhm.
no. What would we talk about? They wouldn't get my music, and how would we ever get? I'm like, just go and check it out.
Fitch, let me ask you this. Because of the significant age difference between you and your girlfriend, doesn't that give you guys, I hate to use this word, but a journey or something to do? Like, here you are, you're an older man, you've lived different things in different lives. And it's kind of like when I take out my nieces, everything is new to them and they think it's awesome, and kind of watching their reaction, seeing something that I like when maybe I was a little kid or what, or like, hey, we can do this fun thing that your parents won't, normally. Okay, we're going to go on the big slide, and it's too dangerous, but we'll go on the big slide anyway. I'm not saying it's going to be as childish as that, but for example, music, it'd be great. You could introduce her to all this other music, and
Yes.
it gives you guys something to do and to kind of talk about.
There's something, as being a parent, that I kind of coined the term discovery phase, right? So when my little kids discovered something for the first time, they would make this like, whoa, this is amazing. Like, oh, this is real. This is life, right? It's the discovery phase. So like, that's something that I experience with my girl all the time. Like, I've been working on my house the last couple of days because I had like a leaky under sink issue and some water problems, and that's never fun. And like her, like, wow, you knew what to do. You didn't have to call a plumber. You did. Oh my God, you did it yourself. You just drove to the hardware store and you came back with stuff, and like,
You're not a
fixed
college
it.
graduate? Oh my God, you're competent?
Like, whoa, like, it's cool. It's really cool to to like have those things. But like, yeah, you have this like discovery. You have this like journey where like you're sharing ideas and you're sharing new things. And it goes both ways, because there's plenty of things that she experienced with her life growing up that I'm departed from because I was generation older. Certain shows and certain things I didn't see or wasn't a part of, and she kind of cues me on some of that. So it's fun. It's a two-way street. We both get to learn a little bit from each other's lives, and it's fun for me as a man. When you're supposed to be the leader, it's actually a little bit easier to be the leader with somebody who's like willing to be led, because it's like, so much more, you've experienced so much more, and they're like, oh shit, this guy's got his stuff together. Like, it's easy for me to follow.
I gotta imagine there's also a a willingness on the part of younger people in general. It doesn't matter if you're dating or not, male, female, but if you have a younger person in any kind of relationship, there's an eagerness or a curiosity that an older person wouldn't have. So like, for example, Fitch, you and me are roughly the same age, and I come visit you over in California. You and I would face the same problem. Like, do you want to go to the bar? Nah, not really, because we've been to the bar. Do you want to? Nah, we've done that already. But you get someone who's like 13 years old, like Jack. Like, Jack, do you want to go feel a boob? He's like, I've never felt a boob before in my life. What's like, come on, Jack, let's go down to the booby bar. But having someone who's younger, and not that you would like mentor or chaperone, but there's that eagerness and willingness to go and check some things out where you're just like, hey, let's try this. and they're excited as opposed to this. What do you want? And middle-aged women, if you've been with it, they've kind of done everything before, and they don't have that excitement or eagerness anymore. Speaking of middle-aged women,
Yeah.
How dare you?
Paul, welcome to the show, and thank you for the Gumroad review of my practical self-defense course. I appreciate it.
It was really good. I liked it.
Yeah, you guys in the chat, we got Paul here to cover up Leo's belly from the thumbnail, so that's good.
That's the only thing
We're talking about the myths. Two of the myths we've covered already is that you won't get each other's humor because of the age gap, and the other one was music. You won't get each other's music because of the age gap, because somehow your age limits you to comedy and enjoying good sounds.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a thing too, where it's like, if she's into you, she will be into the things you are into. That's how women work. It's like they have no personalities other than the personality of the most dominant man in their life. That's what tends to happen.
And a lot of them have no fathers, so.
Yeah, going hand in hand with not understanding the jokes is maybe not understanding the same pop culture references. That happens a lot with Nurse Chick and I, because Nurse Chick's younger than me. And I'll reference a movie from like the 80s or the early 90s, and she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, you've never seen X movie? And she goes, no. And I go, well, you're gonna learn today. And then we watch that movie.
Exactly. And that's kind of like Sue, we were talking about that the discovery, the journey of going together. I have the exact same situation. If there is to come out of a pop culture reference, and she's made some, and we don't get it, we'll watch the show. We'll watch the movie. Like, I got her into watching Moonlighting because I made a couple Moonlighting type references. She's like, I've never heard of that show. I was like, okay, let's go. This is what we're doing. And that's one of our things now is we watch Moonlighting. It's a fucking great show, dude. That's
a classic. That's classic.
Ryan Reynolds' whole like mystique and character is built off of Addison, that guy from that show.
Really?
Just the way he talks, how snappy he is, the creative things he says, like. It's a fast.
Which movie was this?
It's not a movie. It's a TV show. Moonlighting. It was 3 seasons. Bruce Willis and Sybil
Bruce. I thought you said Ryan Reynolds. Bruce Willis is
Ryan Reynolds bit that character. Like, and I can't not watch a Ryan Reynolds thing now and not think back to David Addison from that show. I'm like, that's a carbon copy of that guy. That amused mastery to the max.
Ryan Reynolds plays Ryan Reynolds in everything he does.
Yeah, that is true.
Which makes a lot of money doing it.
Are you gonna guys watch the new Deadpool film?
He's just pretending to be David Addison from Moonlighting. The whole
now
time.
I'm gonna have to go watch clips.
You actually it'd be funny. You actually meet him and spend some time with him. He's like really boring and whatever, drab. It's his whole personality is pretending to be somebody else.
And not to pick on Ryan Reynolds, I think he's phenomenal. He's an entrepreneur. He puts out actually good movies. But because he's Canadian, he's got this. If you listen to him, you're like, oh, yeah, you got kind of a gay lisp going on. And one of my female friends has an absolute crush on the guy. I'm like, too bad he's gay. And I ruined it for her. I ruined it. I'm like, yeah, listen, he's got kind of like, oh, why did you do that? Like, oh.
Do you do that to people too? Tune into Ryan Stone?
Yeah.
No.
No, he doesn't. No, Ryan doesn't. No, I don't think he's got that Ryan. Okay. Ryan Reynolds, if you listen to him, he's kind of got a Bob Ross. Okay. Him and Thor and Ryan Reynolds, they all sound the same.
Really?
Yeah, they're very soft, kind of. I'm not obviously not gay, but very Bob Ross. You could listen to Thor. Thor would make a great children's book narrator. So would Ryan Reynolds. And so would who was the third guy? Ryan Reynolds, Bob Ross. A very calming, relaxing. Yes, absolutely.
Happy little trees. Some happy little trees right here.
Okay, so complete opposite of you, Cappy. But like Ryan Reynolds, you don't want me to. He does Deadpool as well, right?
Yeah.
That's the same guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a lisp.
Okay, don't go listen. You'd be like, oh yeah, Aaron was right again. Were you right before? I was always right before. I say things people don't like to be true, and then oh yeah, he's right. You know, as they're living homeless, sucking dick at a truck stop in a tent. You know, oh yeah.
Oh God, that poor actress. That poor actress from Baywatch. It's like
oh God, that
poor soul. But I mean, that's what you get when you turn older as a woman and you don't capitalize on your looks, it's not going to end well.
Sorry to go off topic there, Fitch. I didn't mean to go to the dick sucking at truck stops right away.
Oh, that's funny. So another myth that I have come across a lot is, what will you talk about? What would you ever talk about with somebody who's 18 years younger than you?
The sex you are having.
Big fake tits.
Big naturals here, buddy.
You know
What?
what? You know,
I don't need the training.
the big problem that a lot of guys have is they want their girl to be their everything. It's like, you don't have to talk to your girl about all this kind of shit that you're interested in. Like, that's why, like, you have some bros. Go talk to your boys about shit you're interested in, and then have fun with her doing other stuff, you know?
I mean, women are interchangeable. Good friends are not. Just treat them like that and you'll be fine. You'll be surprised how long she then stays around if you treat her like that. My God.
One thing you just made me think of, Fitch, is like, well, what would you talk about? Well, God, especially with the dynamics that she's younger and she's naturally going to follow and you know more and da-da-da-da-da. But think about this. You're 48, your girlfriend's 45. Are you going to, it's already kind of over for her unless she played her cards right back in her teens and 20s. She's where she is now and is on the trajectory where she's going to go until she's dead. If you date a gal who's, say, 23, she's young enough, you say, look, okay, here's the deal. Get your finances together. You're going to contribute to an IRA. You're not going to go back to school for your journalism master's. You're going to learn how to become an accountant, or you're going to learn how to code. Here's how you manage your finances, all before she even has a kid. In other words, you have pure, high-quality raw material that as an older person, you can form and guide into turning into a much better, higher quality woman as this woman ages, compared to, and I hate to say this, compared to how they lead themselves into what seems to be debt, single motherhood, obesity, tattoos, depression, misery, and unstable finances. I'm being deadly serious. I mean, on average, of course. But imagine if you had an older man, even if you're a screw up, okay? Even if you're Paul, right? Paul, through his mistakes, could guide any younger person, but if he dated a younger gal, he'd say, look, here's the mistakes you're going to make. Don't do, and a condition of us dating, you can't make these mistakes. You must be doing these things. And so having that, someone with, like, say, 10 years experience on you, that person in a romantic relationship can guide you, in a particular case, a younger woman, into becoming a very successful, happy, relatively stress-free, stable woman. And what are you going to talk about? Bitch, I'm going to talk about your future. Like, hey, why don't you have an IRA? What are your plans? Let's go here. This isn't a sit around and watch television show. This is like, get out there and do. And so, especially if you have a good man who's wise, invested, worldly, you could actually guide. And then by the end of the time, she's 32, 33, 34. She got her stable finances. She's sane. She's not looking to do drugs because she's a miserable, depressed, feminist. I think there's a lot to be talked about, namely her future and how to make it the best one possible.
Bitches love talk about finances.
Well, and at that point, you can trade her in for a new, younger model with a good heart and solid mind, knowing you left her with all this knowledge.
Right.
Good idea, Cappy.
Because well, it gets tiring though training them at the same time. I don't want to, I'm not training in a bunch of women, but think if you wanted to, you get a gal, and that's what a journey should have been back in the day, is you and a gal were young and presumably you had parents guide you. And then you form this lifetime.
Grandparents.
Yeah, exactly. And then now, I mean, especially now, we're young women, if they were savvy and a little bit more street smart, okay, my parents were boomer Gen X hippie dipshits, didn't know jack fuck all shit. So what I'm going to do, here's a guy who's stable. He's like an IT guy like Paul. I'm trying to think of somebody who's reputable that Thor would be another, for Thor, of course, because of age, but the man is very experienced, very worldly. Like, there'd be a guy that, okay, he could probably guide me in the right direction. And then you kind of grow together. So here you are, you're 48, she's 35, but she's got a decade under your tutelage. She's got stable file. Why would you give that up? Why would you go back to what? You're going to now train in another 23-year-old at 48? It never gets too tiring.
I think though, when you lead strong and you know what the hell you're doing, it's not as hard, you know, because like even with my kids, man, if I just start doing something and get moving and things are moving in that direction, they start understand and start, you know, oh, well, we should probably pick some things up and go with him and follow what he's doing. One of the things I'm kind of wondering if this is like a newer thing too, if this has always been a thing with people shaming people for dating younger, because I remember being younger and my mother telling me that the appropriate age split from a man and woman is half the man's age plus 7.
I think
that was a thing. So
yeah, I think women invented that. I think old women invented that rule. to try to limit.
I heard that from my mother. Right, I heard that from my mother. So like, if you were 40, half your age is 20 plus 7. It's 27. Like, there's a lot of people who'd kind of screech about that, or you know what, 32 and 50.
Who's screeching?
The old
other women.
That's what I'm wondering. Is because if my mom told me this when I was a kid, like she must have heard it when she was a kid. So there was an older generation where that was kind of a way of thinking. Like, right, when did it start getting pushed that, oh, you should date somebody exactly the same age as you?
Well, probably since feminists, definitely the 60s. I'd have to say definitely the 60s. But that's always been there, where the older ladies, I guarantee you go back in history, there was, look at Disney movies where, you know, you got the evil stepmom, whether it was the witch or the evil stepmom, literally. And there was always the younger and the jealousy and all this. So that's been endemic to human females since forever, I'd imagine. More modernly, though, with the, you know, men and women are interchangeably equal. Well, you should be dating someone more age appropriate. Get the fuck out of here with your age appropriate. Fuck off. I mean, there shouldn't be. Well, you see, back in the day, no, you tell these people to fuck off because they're being intellectually dishonest, and it's not their fucking business how young you date.
There's a comment there on Facebook from Will Bowers, and I think what he's saying is anything less than half your age plus 7 is creepy. It's like, you got to ask yourself, why are you programmed to think that way? You know,
if she's 18 and she can vote and she can drive, and in the Netherlands she can even drink, why can't she decide who she dates?
Prefrontal cortex, Jack.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
I like when like the older bitches that complain about that.
No. Like, there was only one. Say her name. Say her name.
There was only one.
Lauren Southern.
Okay, so Lauren Southern is the one that complained about that, but. Was she the one that came up with the prefrontal cortex nonsense?
That was that bitch.
Okay.
I mean, she got plowed down with the entire right-wing Twitter sphere, and now she's pissed off she didn't catch a guy. It's like, that's what you get when you're a whore.
They're complaining that you know, girls that are 18 and up, like, they're being manipulated by these old men. It's like, just are you saying they have no agency? They can make no decisions. Why are we allowing these girls to vote if they can't think for themselves?
It's got to be one or the other. Either like, so they're too young to make a decision on who they want to sleep with, but because that's a problem that only affects them and that person they're sleeping with. That's it. It's a very small circle of people affected. But she's allowed to vote for an 80-year-old. She can't sleep with him, right? Because that's creepy.
Biden probably will
vote for him into office, and that guy ends up fucking everybody.
That
is good point.
Right?
That's a very good point.
Her bad choice. Right? She's allowed to vote at 18 for some creepy 80-year-old. Now the 80-year-old gets to fuck all of us.
Yeah.
How is that better?
Are you saying that a legal adult can't think for themselves? Is that what you're saying? Just say that women aren't smart.
We put them in the military and give them guns and stuff.
Yeah.
No, it's Schrodinger's agency right there.
Mm-hmm.
Schrodinger's agency. Don't look in the box. It's not there. But if you look in the box, it might be there.
To all the women, handful that are listening, which they're not, but this is what they all have to hear. To all you middle-aged, post-female youth and beauty women, you had your time. Your time is over. Now, you could keep nagging, but ain't none of us married to you. Now that with the powers of the internet, we could tell you, what was the argument again that we should tell them, gentlemen? What was the argument I said?
Tell them no. Tell them fuck off.
Tell them to fuck off. All right. And that's what you should do now. Now go fuck off. No. And we're going to date your daughters or your younger nieces that are in their 20s, or at least we're going to chase after them. Full stop.
If-
End of
if
discussion.
you
And
do
be
it
pissed off. Be pissed
you-
off, but you had your time. You had your chance.
If you do it right, they're gonna chase you, which is even more fun. Say what you want, but it's true. But and I mean, even 30-year-old women, they can date 50-year-olds. It
You
happens.
can. Yeah.
It happens. I mean, why complain about like older guys dating younger while you yourself can still date older as well? It's like there's some 50-year-old blokes who still look good, semi good. But
Can we talk
Well,
about
Dolph Lundgren,
the
man. Dolph Lundgren is yoked. He's like 74. That guy.
oh, fuck, from Rocky 4.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Dude
he's
still got it.
47.
He's in his 70s. Yeah.
Oh, 70. I thought
In his
40.
70s. I think he's got a 20-something-year-old fiance too.
Bullshit.
Swear to God, look it up.
Good for
I
him.
know Mick Jagger still like had a daughter a couple of years ago with his 25-year-old girlfriend. Where I was like, oh,
Pacino and De Niro both got their girls pregnant in the last few years, I think, too.
my men.
So,
Good for
people.
them.
Good for
Did
them.
these girls willingly allow that to happen?
well, I think that one. I think I could be off, but because I don't really give a shit about celebrities, I don't keep up with them. Things come across my timeline sometimes, and I notice. But I think like Pacino is getting like, she's going after him for a lot of money.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
So that myth that you can't, you have nothing to talk about. That's weird to me, 100%, because like you have math, science, politics, religion. You have so many topics that are not age restricted in any way.
Not even that fits. Like, okay, so I'm the youngest guy here, right? You guys are all 20 years my senior, something like that.
we're all old as fuck, yeah.
We have plenty of shit to talk about. We've got a life going on. Where it's like, what do you have to talk about? Each other's lives. Hey, babe, how's your day been? And then she talks. It's like all of a sudden at a certain age, you stop asking people about their day or whatever. It's like, not that you give a shit because you want to get you sleep with her, of course, but you can pretend you care about her.
You'll do better. You'll do better with women when you let them do 80% of the talking anyway. So
Yeah, exactly.
all you gotta do is wind up that toy and then and just and how'd that make you feel? Like that's all you have to do. It's easy.
Yeah, that's when I clock out. It's well, I would say with the younger gal though, they'll at least listen. Like, if you get one of these know-it-alls, like, could you imagine talking to this Caitlyn gal? Like, do you think they're? Yeah, I know. And it just, I think it's appreciative. Like, you bust your ass off in life doing certain things, and to just have someone listen and not honor or appreciate, but heed what you're saying. I think that's a way more reciprocal conversation to have, where you're actually helping out someone, or they're appreciating what you're saying because it's somehow tangibly beneficial to them, even if it's just entertaining. It doesn't have to all be about money and all that. Yep. Whereas, how was your day, dear, for the 80 million? Same thing we do every night, Pinky. We go and we do the TPS reports. That's that. It's almost having someone with a little bit of an age difference is ideal when it comes to dating.
I say this, there is no communication without comprehension. If she's not understanding anything you're saying, you're not communicating. Because I communicated a lot of things to my ex, and it was just in one ear out the other. She never took it seriously, or she never listened, but it was communicated. I said exactly what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. And then when the time came, she's like, "Why are we doing this? Why are you doing this? I don't want to do this. Let's not do this." I'm like, "What are you talking about? I've been talking about this for years."
Fitch, when you were doing the minor plumbing issue you were doing, would that girl had help? He's like, "Hey, let's do it this way." Would she have helped and followed instructions at that time?
She got out of my way. I have no idea what to do about this. You're so
but
great.
if you said, "Hey, come here and help. Let me show you how to do it," would she have like at least had a little bit of piqued interest in trying?
She's not really hands-on with that stuff, so she would have watched just to be nice to me, but like she wouldn't want to do it. But it's fine. That's not her job to do. I don't need her to change my sink. I have my sons, they can hold the flashlight.
Do you yell at them too when they do it wrong? Slightly to the right, slightly to the right.
No.
Not that.
I try to be considerate when I have them help. I want them to want to help. So
that's cool.
I limit the yelling at them.
I can imagine. A little bit of a dark story, but I remember like I asked my dad, like, hey, want to help me fix my bike? No, go to the neighbor. It's like, ow.
Ow.
Thanks, Dad. It's like, oof. Oh.
Well,
A little bit of a dark
little super
story.
chat right here. Nonstop Dre says, no one hates women more than other women.
Facts.
Facts. Word.
Do you think? I know it's got to be maybe an unconscious, but I can't deny there's at least an element of older women have to corrupt younger women to not be happy.
That's
Like
feminism, right?
well, yeah, no, but I mean, even you can't.
They don't want to think that their choices were wrong. So
Yeah,
they gotta
no, that
make
too.
everybody else make the same choice as them.
It's the crabs in the bucket.
Like look at
And
the
silver
picture.
spoon.
Look at the picture of the gal with Leonardo DiCaprio. It looks like she's having fun.
She's having a great time.
Yeah, she had a grand old time. Do you think she knows, like, okay, it's Leonardo DiCaprio. This may not go everywhere forever, and she could just, oh yeah, I dated Leonardo DiCaprio for a while.
And then so then we'll get to the next myth that I've heard, right? So the communication one is stupid. That's the biggest bullshit ever. It's like, oh, somehow age limits you to have conversations with people. I don't get that at all. It's like, oh, well, that person's black, so how would you ever have anything to talk about? That person's Mexican. How would you ever have anything to talk about? It goes in the same lines as that. It's just like it's more about who a person is, where those conversations are coming from.
Well, maybe because we don't know what it's like to be poor.
Oh, wow.
I know what it's like
because we're not single dads. Wait, what? Oh, well, I'm sorry. Oh, jeez.
I'm a single dad.
Dang it. Paul.
Kidding.
But the next myth that I've kind of come across is that the women who are younger and date older guys have some kind of mental problem.
No.
Have you ever heard this one?
We have a mental problem because we want to date younger.
Have you met older women?
Well, that the women, the younger women, have some kind of daddy issue. There's something's mentally wrong, and the woman needs psychological help. There's something wrong with her because she wants to date Leo Canara.
That is.
Oh, the younger woman has mental issues.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That is statistically wrong. I'm sure there are some younger women that
attracted to your dad or something.
Yeah. The chart where it shows antidepressant use among women by age just goes up into their 40s. Society ruins a lot of people's mental health, but especially women and especially feminism, telling you things that aren't true about yourself and what you should want out of life. When you live a lie and you're not honest and true to who you are and biologically speaking and all that, like I don't try to act like a woman. I was born a guy. I'm going to play the role as a guy because that's my nature. But just simple math, younger people should probably have less mental disorders than older people because life hasn't fucked them up yet. So just going based on that. But the younger gals, depending on most of the girls, at least in my day, there was that sweet spot where between like 17 and 19, they were kind of nice and sweet and you could date them and they would make probably good marriage material. And then once they hit college, blammo, it just, and now of course they're all that. But there's that chart of antidepressant use and it just right up into your 40s.
Yeah,
so,
isn't it amazing that
with life choices that were the problem? It must be something else.
Through feminism and the sexual revolution, women have been given everything they've ever wanted, and they're all on SSRIs.
I know.
That's amazing to me. That's amazing.
Amazing.
You don't want to deal with those. You don't want to.
And the number one way that they make money is by doing horse shit.
Yeah. So here it is.
Or shit.
Yeah.
Here, percentage of adults age 18 and over who use antidepressant medication over the past 30 days by age and sex. Women, what is it? 18 to 39, it's 10.3. So 1 in 10 women, young women. Then there's 40 to 59, it doubles to 20%. And then 60 and over, it's another 4% on top of that. So please just, what was the argument again?
That women who are attracted to older men have some kind of
no. What's the argument? We should tell all the women who are complaining about young women dating old men.
Fuck off.
Shut the fuck up and fuck off. Right.
I'm surprised it's that low. Only 1 in 10.
No. So this is the thing. Like we know the things that we talk about all the time in the space. What attracts women, right? A guy who can lead, a guy who has a good circle of friends, a guy who money, muscles, game, frame. Right. You have those things. Chances are, if you're an older guy, you've had a longer time to establish yourself. You've had a longer time to develop that frame and learn those lessons. Even if you've had some setbacks along the way, you're in a better place. You should be anyways. So by the time you're in your 40s and 50s, you should have your shit wrapped up tight. You should be a solid human being at that point, right? And if you're not yet, and you get started a little bit late because you ate a bunch of lies your whole life, don't worry about it. Just get on it now. But that would make sense that you would be the most attractive to all adult women, right? And
Well,
18
don't
is
they
an
want?
adult
Don't
woman.
they? Isn't that the main complaint of young women today? Is they can't find a real man, and some legitimate complaints like they can't find a guy who's got a job, who doesn't live at home, blah blah. Well, where the fuck do you think that is? That could be some 23-year-old kid just starting off, trying to pay back his student loans. It's going to be an established, at least mid to upper 30-year-old, probably more likely 40-year-old.
A guy, yeah. I want a guy who knows how to change a tire. Right?
Wow.
There's plenty of 20-something guys who've probably never got a flat, and they've never been put in a situation where they needed to know how to change a tire.
Or they just call roadside assistance, right?
Yeah, I got AAA. I remember, being a little kid, happened to, just watching my dad work on our lawnmower, or I had a go-kart, and I would take that thing apart and put it back together just because, and I remember being in college, and we went to the Purdue Stadium, and it was snowing in the wintertime. So there was snow everywhere, and they weren't plowing because we were on school break. And we had our friend's little shitter car, and we tied a rope to it, and we had a sled behind it, and we're doing donuts or whatever. And we hit an embankment of snow, and the tire hit a parking stub, whatever, one of the little cinder block thingies, and popped the tire. Right. So we're in a foot of snow. It's freezing out, and we don't got gloves, and we got to change the tire. Right. You got 6 guys out there. May have been consuming alcoholic beverages. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
Allegedly. Yeah.
Allegedly. And so, but yeah, none of us had a problem. We just took turns turning the thing. Our hands would freeze. The next guy would turn and jacked it up, change the tire, and we were back to doing donuts and whipping that sled around. It was great fun. But I don't know if the kids today would even be able to think up something to do that fun, because they're just on their computer game.
Well, that's another thing you bring up, Fitch. It's kind of interesting. Older guys are fun. It's not when we were younger, we were just as fun. But okay, now younger guys nowadays, again, agreeing with women that you don't really have these. What do you do? Play video games and watch prom with your 23-year-old Democrat voting school boy? Yeah. What? But when you're older as a guy, you have the money that you could go do a little bit more fun things. You could afford to take. I'm not saying fancy boats or dinners, but you could just afford to go and do some fun stuff. Yeah. But what are young women supposed to do? Just stick with a young kid who's staying at home playing video games? What don't you want to go out? Maybe go to a jazz club or go. I'm trying to think of something that isn't, oh, we went and traveled and we went to dinner, but a guy
loves when I take it
or
to
something.
the archery range and shoot arrows.
Yeah, gun shooting stuff like yeah. No, it's I don't know. What do you do with your modern day 23-year-old lives at home Democrat man that every girl voted for? What do you do with that guy?
You go to your pride rally.
Speaking of lists,
hat. Yeah,
that's right. It is Skittles month.
Yep, it is Skittles month.
Oh yeah.
Real quick, super chat. Hamzamir, I gotta disagree with my man Hamzamir a little bit. Hamzamir is one of my regulars. He says modern women are sluts and betas are slut makers. No. The whole idea between the placeholder terms alpha and beta, right? Alphas fuck, betas do not, right? Alpha fucks, beta bucks. Beta, the whole term beta is for provider who doesn't fuck. He's a provider. He's getting used for his money and resources and maybe even status, but he does not fuck. So someone who does not fuck cannot be a slut maker, right? By definition.
I don't even agree with that. In all honesty, women are their own slut makers. Do women have agency? Yes or no?
Yes.
It's very simple. Again, it's like
fornication, yes or no, sir?
No, exactly. It's like, no, women are their own slut makers.
Excellent
That's
point.
nothing to do with us. We just show up and they fall on our dicks. It's like, that's it. We have nothing to do with it.
And then this one might be for Cappy. I don't know. Cappy, the power walking champion, says my favorite hike is Brokeback Mountain.
Yes, that's that would be Dre with his fake avatar.
The Avatar logins.
Mhm.
There's another one from Dre. It's Middle East. What is Pride Month you speak of?
Yep, pretty much.
Yep.
Pretty much. I mean, the Middle East ain't that bad.
They got rules. No, seriously, they got rules.
They got
Dude,
rules.
Dubai,
They break
Dubai.
rules.
Do you
apparently-
think you can go and start rioting and shitting in? Do you think they shit in the streets over in Saudi Arabia? I bet
No,
you
that's
they
right. They
don't.
publicly cut people's heads off.
Mm.
No, I know a guy from Saudi Arabia, but he even tells me like it's very well developed. They might be strict, but things are safe. People are nice. People are humble.
You
Same
got
as
homeless people stealing your packages.
same as Dubai. Dubai apparently like they're very much into the whole worship the great leader thing. But you can almost leave your phone on the table.
I will
And
say this
They
though,
will bring it
right?
back.
Because my girl was watching. So she likes trash television sometimes, right?
That's what women do.
Yeah. So she was watching like Dubai Bling. That was the show, right? And I think that's to me that's weird that the Muslim that there are these Muslims out there that are allowed to do this, because the Muslims I know are very strict, straightforward, like very very on point with their religious claims. And
They're
stuff, right?
Muslims.
Yeah, they're Muslims. Like,
They're actually
but
Muslims,
These
yeah.
Muslims are like they worship money. Like they're like the Kardashians. They just are self-proclaimed Muslims, but
They're
like,
not Muslims.
I don't see it in any of their actions. And I'm watching this show, and I'm like, this looks very what's the word? Haram.
The Christian equivalent would be not heretics, blasphemers. No,
Yeah, blasphemy.
heretics. Well, okay, it's the same thing. How many Christian girls are actually Christian? Exactly. How many of those Muslims are actually Muslim? That'd be,
Yeah, we have a thing out here I call California Christianity.
So they take it up the pooper.
Well, all you have to do is say, I believe in Jesus, and all your sins are forgiven, and you can continue doing those sins every day, all the time.
Oh, that's called Methodist.
that's called Christianity in the United
California
States.
Christianity.
Yeah,
My Christians, they fought wars and drove out the Muslim hordes and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, Deus, man. They brought back Constantinople. Those were the real guys. And for those who don't know, Constantinople was the original name of Istanbul before the Muslims.
Istanbul was once Constantinople. It's Istanbul, not Constantinople. Why did they change it one day? They just liked it better that way. Remember that song?
No,
Yeah.
Never heard. Wait, really, Jack? You never heard that song?
I'm a young one here.
He's
Remember?
young.
Dude, you gotta
Well,
listen.
you're
Yeah,
gonna learn
they-
today.
This
Where
was-
is where is Luke anyway? Where is my fellow millennial?
You'd like it because it's a song that was really simple. There was no curse words and bitches and hoes. It's just this simple song about why they changed Constantinople to Istanbul.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got
It
a
was
pretty
a fun
catchy
band. I
hook.
can't remember the name. You guys remember the name? What was the name of that band?
Oh, I can't remember. That was in the 50s or the 60s even. It was quite some time ago.
Okay.
Oh no, there was a remake in the 90s. There's a 90s like grunge.
Okay,
whatever
well,
band
it just... yeah,
that did that, and they had a couple good songs.
I'm already looking it up on YouTube. I will listen to it after the show.
See, that's a great example. You do that if you're dating a younger girl, it'd be a similar thing. You make a reference. I've never heard of that. Really? Then it starts a whole nother conversation. Then you have
exactly.
this whole other discovery thing, this whole other journey.
Yeah.
Like she
I
becomes
do a whole
more
shaming thing.
invested
on,
into you because now she's thinking about all this stuff, and then
But even-
then you listen to the song, and then you'll find other songs that band had, and then other things will pop up because you get suggestions on your YouTube or your Google or whatever, and then now you've spent an hour because you made a reference to some song because of Istanbul and Constantinople.
But
right?
Fitch, what will we talk about? What do you possibly have in common?
How could you possibly talk about anything with somebody who's not exactly the same age as you and have the exact same life experience as you? Oh,
Let's talk about
I-
Winona Ryder in the 90s some more. Yeah, let's do that.
I seriously hope I never
Heathers.
experienced somebody who
Heathers.
had the same life experiences as I did.
I
Where it's
showed
like,
my girl
no,
that
I
movie, Heathers. Oh, it's great.
Are you a Heather?
wouldn't.
It's the school was society. That was a pretty good performance on the part of several actors. But Christian Slater was
Slater,
that's
kicked
peak
ass. That was a
Slater
great-
right there. Yeah.
That was a great movie.
But like Paul, do you remember you and I had this conversation years ago? With dating younger, you even mentioned like,
Oh yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
what-
The cure for ED. I learned that from Tom.
no,
Likas, so
no,
that
because
one-
you and I got talking about dating younger, and it's like, yeah, but she won't understand all your references. And then even I said, like, yeah, but then you have to learn those references to her, teach the references to her.
Mhm.
Like, you can watch Star Wars with somebody, you can watch Lord of the Rings somebody, you can watch Roadhouse for you Gen Xers. With somebody.
I made Nurse Chick watch Roadhouse because the new one came out. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, let's watch the new Roadhouse. And so we start watching it, and she goes, I never saw the original. And I was like, what? Shut the fuck up. I stopped the movie right there. I was like, we're watching the original first. Then
Yep.
Mhm.
I made her watch the original.
And what did she think?
She loved the original. She the new one, she was like, I don't know, like it has very little in common with the original movie. The new one does.
Connor did way too much. He's on way too much cocaine throughout the entire thing.
Oh yeah, I was just about to ask. Conor McGregor is in that one, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. It was good. I thought it was good. It had nothing to do with the original, except for like names were similar, and that was about it.
Fitch, how often does that happen where USC fighters retire? I don't even know if Conor is retired, but then they go into Hollywood.
Coming back, but I feel like they're just scamming everybody. I think he's going to pull out the week of.
But how often does it happen that they like go into Hollywood and things like that?
Not very. It's the thing is the UFC is so controlling of its athletes. Like they have a say, especially now they're owned by WME. WME owns most of Hollywood, right? So if they don't like you and they don't want you to do something, they're not going to allow you to act. They're not going to allow you to get those movie roles. They're going to block you. They're going to keep you out, right? So only certain guys get the nod, and you've got to stroke the cock just right to get that nod.
Connor seems like the guy that's going to
I'm pretty sure that like Connor is I think Connor is a piece of everything he makes goes to them. I'm certain. I don't think he operates freely. They got 30% of his Mayweather payday. Like I don't think he does anything without them getting a piece of it.
I can see Connor making the transition to WWE. He seems like one of those guys.
He's gonna have to with that cocaine problem he's got. I honestly, I think his leg is broken. I don't think he can fight. I think they're scamming everybody. They just keep stringing him along because he's the last star they have. He's the last big blockbuster they have, and they don't have anybody to take his place. So they're missing out on a lot of money. So they just keep waving him in front of people, pulling money out of their pockets. And he's supposed to fight the 303. 302 is today, and that's Makachev and Poirier. And in the next month or 2 months is 303, which is he's supposed to fight. And I have a feeling they're going to pull him last second. That's my bet. He hasn't won a fight in almost a decade. They're not going to dust off.
How old is he?
He hasn't won a fight since 2011.
How old is he?
He's mid 30s.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to start worrying about permanent damage and not being able to walk straight. Shit like that.
He needs to worry about the sexual assaults. And he needs to
is it happening? I thought he was. Well, okay, that might be a little bit naive from my perspective, but I knew his girl was pretty loyal to him, wasn't she?
Yeah, but there's like videos of him like dragging fat girls into the bathroom and.
Fat girls, really? You're Conor McGregor and you're dragging fat. At least drag hot girls in there. I mean, come on, man.
That cocaine, man. That cocaine will get you. He sexually assaulted a girl like on a boat. She had to she broke her arm trying to escape and jumping off the boat.
Allegedly, right, Fitch? Allegedly. Yeah, just want to make sure you're not going to jail or getting sued. Allegedly.
The Coast Guard had to save. Well, this thing's you can. The sexual assault part is allegedly, but yeah, she jumped off the boat, broke her arm. The Coast Guard had to save her. Crazy.
Really? Huh. So cocaine makes you like fat chicks. I never knew. That's interesting.
And then another myth is that the man has a mental problem. The man has some kind of weird, creepy pedophile thing about him because he likes younger adult women.
That's again just fuck off. Older women had their chance, fuck off. And I would say to add to that, there is an increasing political movement among psychology and psychologists to determine what they don't like to be mentally ill so they can prevent you from doing it. it would be very Orwellian. I don't think we might see it in our day, but you will probably see it in our day where some psychologists, predominantly middle-aged women, are going to try to make some kind of law where it's like, oh, there's an age of, I know she's 18, but you can't do this because of these reasons. Or there'd be a lawsuit where, this is where the gray area would come in where, oh, they do this, oh, you regretted doing that, so it must have been raisoning. Oh, you did. Oh, you weren't comfortable. Oh, that was sexual harassment or sexual assault. So I could see where they try to say, oh, she didn't know, she was 19 and he was 42. So according to our research, we found she was a victim and under his spell. And I could totally see them trying to make it something you could legally sue or get someone thrown in jail over.
This is a meme I put up on my Instagram. It might be too hard to see. I don't have a way to make it bigger. But basically, the chick is saying, are you ready for me to diagnose your normal reactions to our degenerate society as a mental illness so I can get you addicted to mind-altering drugs with major side effects?
What?
And Wojak says no.
Dude,
That's
psychology and psychology, fuck them. Fuck them.
Yeah.
It's gonna come out. That's where another a wicked, seriously bad vector of an attack coming. Where like, oh yeah, you like thin chicks, you're mentally ill, and now you must be institutionalized or ostracized from society or something.
It will happen. But I mean, I'm already hanging out with you bunch of crazy, so I mean that insult can be added to the pile anyway, so that's okay. I just looked it up, by the way. He was never prosecuted for it, Fitch.
Oh yeah, no, like a lot of these are, but there's also things like homes being firebombed and people being threatened by mafia and stuff like that.
Oh,
I do a show with this guy Jason Burmis, and we talk about all the conspiracy theory stuff. And there's like 5 different separate occasions where he's been a little handsy, to say, allegedly. And there's videos and leaked text messages. One of the times, his barrister, his lawyer, went to the police, and there was an admission of sexual relations with the woman, but it was supposed to be consensual. Blah blah blah. There's a whole backstory of stuff, but it's all buried, and nobody in the press will touch it because they're not really journalists; they're PR agents who worked for the promotion. And WME is powerful. Look how long Harvey Weinstein operated. He worked for them.
Yeah. Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I did notice that after Harvey Weinstein was prosecuted, all the actresses turned ugly. It's just something I noticed.
So I think that's the pretty good list of the stereotypes or myths I've heard around dating with age gaps or whatever. Have you guys heard of any ones that I missed?
No, I think it's pretty thorough. It could be summarized as crabs in a bucket, pissed away your youth, fuck off, we don't care, none of your business. It's if anything, it's fun to make fun of these older women who think this is their business, and just to watch them I get the bucket of popcorn, but honest to God, don't take them seriously.
Nope.
Can we go then? Can we go on our weekend?
Yeah, want to do
Let's
it?
get the hell out of here. We don't have to stick around. Let's do it. Let's get out of here.
You hiking there, Cappy? Is that what you?
No, I got today's cheat day, and I'm gonna take the fun car and go all the way to Spearfish, South Dakota, and get some pastries, and then I'm gonna go have a cigar, and then I'm gonna bum around in the Black Hills and enjoy a relatively sunny but cool day. And I'm gonna play video games, and then the girlfriend is cleaning out boxes. She has boxes. Oh. Yeah. You know why she's cleaning out boxes?
Because she wants to help you and she's pleasant.
And yes, and I told her to. I said, all right, been here 2 years. What's in these boxes? You don't know what's in the boxes, right? Going through them and you're throwing them away, or they're good. It's like, okay, so we brought a couple boxes down. There's only 2 of them because I trained her well.
And you just leave and let her.
No. Do you really want to know, Jack? Do you really want to know?
You're helping her out?
Nope. I have some minor stuff to do on the car, so I'm going to be working in the garage. She will be going through it while she's in lingerie drinking scotch. and I'll be working on the cars. That's what we're doing.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Say
But
whatever you
what
want, man.
would we talk
are-
about? What would we do?
I don't know. What color is the lingerie?
Don't know. That's the surprise.
Oh,
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you, young kids.
Girl!
Let me tell you something, Hulk Hogan. There are many options in the lingerie department, and I have in the what's it called, walk-in closet I built for my woman because I love her and I wanted organized shit and all that. I had even gotten the consistent same cigar boxes to be color-coded so that she could stack and put all of her different outfits away in an organized and clean-looking manner.
Wow.
Like, I got this house dialed in. And so now we're like at the final sunsetting thing where it's like, okay, I've gone through all my boxes. Now she's got two. How many boxes your women got? It's because you didn't train them right. Okay. 2 boxes. And we're going to go, she's going to drink scotch, going to be in lingerie, minor repairs on cars. But don't listen to us. You know, listen to some pissed off, grumpy old spinster, 49-year-old postmenopausal, ain't got no eggs woman about love and romance.
You obviously need therapy, Cappy.
I obviously
I mean, that's something we knew a long time ago.
obviously need therapy. Yes.
Obviously.
Like your
Oh.
girlfriend's younger, right?
Yeah, by only 2 years though.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, it's still younger. You still have a mental disorder.
She got a job, has no debt. What I mean, I'll
She's
pit her
been with
against
you for over 10 years.
over 10 years. No bullshit. I mean, yeah, there's standard female bullshit, but no.
They are females.
They are.
They're
female.
all at least a level 4 crazy.
They are. They're. Look. Let me more
They're
training.
all, they're all crazy. Make sure you get one that looks good naked.
Here's another rule when you guys get to be my age. You don't have to implement this in your 20s, but by about 34, 35, this is a rule. She said, you are not allowed to talk to me about boring shit. That is a rule. He's like, you are not allowed to tell me boring shit. If this is important or something, but you can't, I'm not mainly being dragged through decision-making processes, unless it's about what kind of car we're going to get. It's like, do not drag me through your decision-making process on what kind of chair are you going to get. Like these are good rules to have, but that's probably discussion for another time.
Yeah, probably. But I do wish you the best today. I'm happy
Thank
for
you.
you, Cappy. I am.
Thank you. That's why I want to get the
actually-
hell out of here. I want to go get pastries. I want to see girls walking in lingerie. That's why I also do want to fix the cars. That's the other thing.
Okay, I get it. Well, to plug my shit, I've got a new Twitter account. Please follow me there because the other one got nuked.
Yeah, let's here, we'll go around the horn. You guys good with closing up a little bit early?
Yeah, let's go. Get the hell out of here. We got lives.
All right, let's go. Paul,
Touch grass.
what's up?
Get some Rule Zero merch. I dropped a link in the chat. That's pretty much all I got going on. Tune in Monday. We're going to be talking about more about this kind of topic, right? About because I did post a thing, like a joke about how Leonardo DiCaprio looks at girls, right? And I posted a picture of a chick who was really hot. She's 25, and then this old lady and I said she's 26, right? And all these people assume that I'm complaining about Leonardo DiCaprio dating younger chicks. I'm like, you don't even know what my viewpoint is. All I said was I made a statement, and you're putting your own emotionalism on this shit. So I'm going to do a stream about that on Monday.
All right, Jack.
Like I said, I got a new Twitter because the old one unfortunately got nuked. The link is in the chat. Please follow me there. I want to build the platform back up because I was this close to Twitter monetization, and I go see a Karen and she reports me. It's like, damn it, bitch. But we have to start anew. We'll have fun along the way. Follow me there, and we'll be fine. Oh, and post 0 tomorrow. That's it.
Cap.
I am done with vacation today. I finished vacation. So Asshole Consulting is back open. If you had questions, you can go to assholeconsulting.com and send them. And nothing really exciting or new. My books are all available. Flagship books predominantly being Bachelor Pad Economics, The Book of Numbers, and A World Without Men. Oh, and then for your audience, Fitch, because you're all higher IQ, Curse of the High IQ. That might be a book people are interested in. I have courses predominantly around financial management, getting your financial shit together on Teachable. And you could just search Aaron Clary Teachable and you'll find those courses there. Otherwise, I am going to eat pastries.
Alrighty. I have started a new class on Wednesday nights here in San Jose at Claudio Franca Jiu-Jitsu, San Jose on Camden and Union. Come check that out, 6:30 to 8. I'll be teaching lots of practical jiu-jitsu, right? Not just the fancy sports stuff, but stuff that will help you in an actual fight. I also have a wrestling class on Saturdays. It's moving from Fightcraft over to Claudia spot. So that's at 10:30 now on Saturdays. They'll be running over there after we get off here. And then I got a lot of programs in the description below on my Gumroad for you guys to educate yourselves on your own with your friends. If you can't get me out for a private, a small group, or a seminar, I got seminars and stuff coming down the pipe this summer. Reach out. DMs are usually open. I check them pretty frequently, so you can get a hold of me that way or email me yo@johnfitch.net. That's about it, guys. I hope you learned something, and you know that it's about attraction and how you guys sync together with your major ideas on life. Like, what do you think relationships and marriage and children and religion, all those things that actually matter, not the topical music, film, type things that are age related, I guess, right? If the person is a good person, doesn't believe in cheating, doesn't believe in worshiping money, is happy to follow your lead and excited about the things you're excited about, then it's a good match, and that's who you should date.
Don't listen to miserable middle-aged, pissed-off spinsters.
Yeah. And we had a whole show about this once before. Don't take advice from people who have nothing in their life that you want. If you don't want a bunch of cats, you don't want to be by yourself and take a bunch of psychotropic drugs, you probably shouldn't take advice from that person.
So we shouldn't be listening to Ryan Stone. I kid. I just miss him. I miss Ryan.
I miss him too. And I miss Nuke as well. Where are those two? Where's Nuke?
Gay Canadian butt sex.
All right, guys. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the super chats. Love you guys.